Morning. It is October 22nd, 2009, and I am Woodman, otherwise known as Naked Man Blogging, and of course, I am naked. But I think the naked part is more of a metaphor to my mind as opposed to my body. But it has been a while, and it has been overdue for me to insert some brain stimulus out there in the public channel, and that's what I like about the internet. It gives us a public channel. In particular, this morning on the local public station, they're again talking about healthcare reform, as they always do, and it is a debate that we can't miss. We need not to miss, but we need to pay, if anything, more closer attention to, because people were about to get really screwed by Congress. And as good as Obama's intentions are, I have a feeling he's not going to have enough intention to get past the lobbyists for the health industries, insurance industries, and of course their patsies and cronies in Congress and in the state legislatures across the nation. In particular, here are the things that are bugging the hell out of me about this supposed health reform. Two, that they even have to debate a public option. Excuse me. You know, this is starting to sound more like Tsarist Russia, where there are those that get everything, and then there are those that are just the foundation that those that get everything use to reach up to get more. So, you know, basically, you have the royalty and the minions. And unfortunately, I think everyone is a minion except for those in Congress and those executives at the corporations that are now running health care as an elitist option in the United States of America. You know, elitist, that's not a word you would hear being used in reference to life in the United States. If we look at the Constitution or our dreams or our accomplishments, you know, we've been a nation of citizens. Oh boy, I bet you that's a conversation they had in Russia in 1916. In particular, when we get back to this healthcare option, there's a couple really scary things going on. Number one, you know, they're trying to contain costs, yet they're willing to give the drug companies 12 years to protect their drug research. Well, they make it, their argument is, and a pharma executive came in, well, we have all of this research invested into getting these drugs to market. Well, last I heard, not only is the research done at public funded universities, but the United States of America, citizens, that's us, we the people, fund a lot of that research by giving these giant pharmaceutical corporations big fat cash grants. We give them corporate welfare. Worse, most of these companies now are multinational. They're not even American companies, yet they're being funded by citizens. And now Congress wants to give them a 12-year protection, which I think is an additional 5 years to stick it to us. How are they going to contain drug prices if they basically eliminate the generic drug option for new drug treatments? The new drug treatments aren't getting any less expensive. They're getting more expensive. So now we're going to lock in 12 complete years of protection, and that's ridiculous. If anything, they should have less time. They should have 5 years. If that. They should have 3-year protection on drugs, and then the drugs should be made available, because this is supposedly a process that is to make the world a better place. And again, it is funded in a large part by public university research and you and me, American taxpayers. There's another kind of a big giant parasitical worm in this healthcare debate. You know, and I'm not even talking about if we get a public option, but there have been these reports surfacing here and there that part of the bill will mandate that all Americans will get health insurance or else get hefty fines. Now, on the surface, that's fine. It'd be great that all Americans should get it. But now what they're saying is, you know, all Americans will be basically forced to get it. And this is written into the bill with no guarantee that what we're going to have to get is going to even be affordable. Now, Massachusetts has a similar plan, and I do not know the details, but I know the doctors are happy. I was hearing another report there. They saying, God, it's great. You know, I'm, an odd quote, I'm now available for more of my customers. Well, I'm thinking, So what you're telling me is that you're more of your customers actually are coming in able to pay, and in a lot of ways that's a great thing that more people can afford to pay for their health insurance. But here goes the other thing: is now you've mandated everybody to be under health insurance with or without a public option. Again, there is going to be a 5-year mores added to the moratorium on generic drugs. So 12 years, you're going to see basically the pharmaceutical companies be able to basically rape and pillage on the price of pharmaceuticals, which probably won't do very much for the affordability, especially of drugs that are in the chain now that are, I guess, necessary to continue life, especially for our senior citizens. And the other thing is that there's nothing that says anything about containing the cost of the healthcare industry or the plans. So basically, we could all be trapped into paying more for drugs and then have the same increasing raises in our healthcare plans. But now we're all mandated to participate. Now, don't get me, I'm not a hater against having health insurance. I, in particular, have had serious health issues and not had health insurance, and just by the sheer willpower of myself, I'm going to sign anything to keep myself alive and deal with it later. I survived. Unfortunately, most Americans, I won't say that, many Americans, when they get ill, they say, I'm not going to deal with it. I'm just going to suffer until I can't suffer. And then by that time, they are so sick, they either cost the system tens and tens of thousands of dollars of more than it would have been if they just showed up when they first felt the lump coming on, or the twitch that didn't go away, or the side of their face that didn't work. Instead of just dealing with that immediately, they wait until it turns into a critical issue, and it might either cost them their life and cripple their family, or it just might put them in a situation where they're now going to face ungodly bills and cripple their family. So, healthcare debate, reform, right now it looks like it's more of a joke to me. I think it's a shame, it's a crying shame that when 80% of Americans think there needs to be reform, and about 60% of them believe that there should be a healthcare option, that we have elected officials on both sides, Democrats and Republicans, that would vote against their constituents. In particular, there's a congresswoman in Arkansas, Democrat, and Blanche Carpetbagger, whatever her name is. I'm not being nice because she's bad. She doesn't even listen to her constituents. She's not even going to get elected. And I'm really sorry I forgot Blanche's last name. But just look up Arkansas and the word Blanche, and you will probably see somebody that won't be in Congress anymore. And basically, I think that if this debate doesn't end well for the average citizen, it's time to throw all the bums out. And when I say all the bums, I literally mean we need to get new blood in and throw all the bums out. And that includes basically starting to dismantle what we have been calling the Republican and the Democrat Party, because it's what it is. I think the only accurate word in titling those two political parties is the word party, because they're having a party on our tax dollars and leaving us behind. We're not invited to the party. Congress has great insurance, by the way. If you're a congressman, once you're in a lifetime of premium health care funded by we the people. But yet, they don't see fit to give us even a modicum of the type of coverage they have. I am the Woodman. This is Naked Man Blogging. You know what? I've been out of the loop, but I am working on a new setup to do this quicker and more efficiently. And I intend to open a can of Naked Man Blogging whoop-ass upon the internet in the world. I'm just getting started. Thanks for tuning in. You can check me out at Facebook. Just Google Woodman, and that's with a U, W-U-D-M-A-N. I am out of here. Have a great day, and hug somebody in your family. Remember to tell them that you love them, because we, as citizens, cannot read the minds of our other family citizens. I am out of here.